Hello everybody, I'm going to try and do this good video today. Real simple, real easy. Let's talk about the Mueller report for 2 seconds and then all the crap that's still going on. The first thing is, Mueller reports, of course, no collusion of any American, including Trump or anybody in his campaign. And then secondly, Mueller can't say that, can't find enough evidence to say that he obstructed justice, which wouldn't be possible anyway, because let me just put an example out there. Let's say you were subpoenaed to provide a bunch of data, records, emails, and yada yada yada, and you destroyed all of them so that the government couldn't have them. That's an overt act. In the case of where Trump is, where they're saying he fired Mueller, he can say, well, look at the reasoning behind firing Comey. Look at the reasoning behind firing Comey. I had reason to do so. Well, what you have to prove is what his intent is. And you can't prove his intent to fire Mueller to keep himself out of trouble if there was no trouble he was going to get in the first place anyway. He knows he didn't collude. He had no need to fire Comey. Comey couldn't find anything if there's no evidence there to find. And now that a more exhaustive search and investigation's been done, there is no evidence of him colluding. Therefore, there was nothing there for Trump to need to fire Comey for. Therefore, there was no intent to fire him to keep himself out of trouble. He wasn't in any trouble to start with. He did nothing wrong. So, in an instance to where you had an overt act, you could go on that overt act. On the instance you have to prove intent, you have to prove the crime. That there was a reason why it was done. Well, there's no reason why Trump had to fire Comey to keep himself out of trouble. They found no evidence any whatsoever of collusion after 2,800 subpoenas, 500 witnesses, yada yada yada. Another example of that would be Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart lied to investigators, but they found that she didn't commit securities fraud. So they charged her with lying to investigators. They can prove that she lied, but they can't prove that she lied to hide the truth from getting in trouble. If they would have gotten her for securities fraud, they wouldn't have charged her with lying. They would have charged her for obstructing justice. See the difference? But even worse than that, let's go now to the Democrats. First of all, Stacey Abrams, all these, there's proof of collusion. Well, no, there isn't. Well, I've got it, but Robert Mueller didn't have it after 2,800 subpoenas. Bull crap. Well, we're going to keep investigating for obstruction. No, you can't prove intent. There was no intent. Investigate. And all this shit, at first I looked at it and said, okay, so what they're trying to do is to secure their base. They're trying to keep their base happy, who believes all this shit they've been feeding them for the past 2 years. 2.5, or actually since before he actually took office, when he actually got the election, won the election. And then I start thinking to myself, well, that would be silly, because they're ruining themselves with the middle. People are looking at them Trump got the middle in the first place. He kind of lost some of the middle, Trump has a mouth and there's this cloud over. That cloud's been lifted and the economy's going real good. So to this point, I think personally that they're going to lose, because they're going to lose the people who voted for him in the first place, and maybe even some more. Says, you know what, it's going good. You look at, he's more than doubled his support in the African American community. He's more than doubled his support in the Hispanic community since he's gotten elected, and a lot of other stuff. So, in the grand scheme of things, though, I'll go back to Game of Thrones when the Kingslayer says about in the last season, last couple episodes, about, there's an army coming, they're going to kill us, all that. And Cersei says, So what do? Give up? What do you think she's going to do? Just let us live because we gave in? You fight to the end, and that's kind of what the Democrats are doing, hoping that, okay, we're probably going to lose the election, but we're going to keep our base, and we might be able to persuade some people. First one. Second one, thought process is, the stuff's coming down about the FISA. I mean, there was no reason for this investigation. There was no collusion. To get a FISA warrant, which is the hardest warrant to get in the United States, they had to have some evidence. That evidence was made up because there is no evidence of collusion. They know shit's coming down against Democrats. The Democrat Party is going to get decimated. Obama, the middle's going to look at this, so they have to keep all this up and push it even harder now to say he's just trying to get us back for investigating him because he knows he's done wrong, and he wanted to make it look like he hadn't done wrong. They know it's coming down on them, like seriously, on the Democrat Party, and it might not be these individual messengers. You know, Stacey Abrams wasn't a part of that, and whatever, Nadler wasn't a part of that, but they know that when all this stuff comes out against Democrats, the Democrat Party looks like crap over it. They spied on a political candidate during an election. They created false documentations and all this shit, and even Comey's probably in trouble. They have to put up a big stink to offset it now. They're just trying to get us, you know, cause we're getting them. We've got truth, we got proof against them doing stuff. Well, no, but you're making that up so it can. So that's my thought process about where this is going.